pocketbook is empty and my heart is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train.
Hello, shoalmates, and welcome to the 93rd installment of the Hot Mess Express with the lovely Miss Didi from Didi's Spin Den and I, Roxy from Foxy's Fishes. How are you guys doing this evening? We hope you all are well. Is Didi or muted?
Hi.
Hi. So how are you doing this evening?
Well, you know, I just jumped out of the water to do this little live stream.
I know. We just had to swim home for a little while because it's been so cold on land. We had to go home for a little while. But I forgot it was Thursday, so yes, I had to come back up as well. Hence us being a little late. So thank you for bearing with us this evening.
And of course, I ran the train off the tracks. couldn't get my earbuds to work.
We derailed before we even began. So
oh Lord, it was a little something. So how's everybody tonight?
Yes, how is everyone? Let's run through chat and say hello to everyone, shall we?
Okay, can I interrupt 1 second?
Sure.
Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes, gifts, whatever you sent me. I love each and every one of you. It was awesome.
And we love you too, Miss Didi. And yes, extended birthday wishes to you. How was your birthday? Before we get into that, was it?
Oh, it was great. It's still going on. I've never had a birthday like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back up and chat. Start with the beginning. Oh, and I already jumped a few times. So first, and we have Vision Tanktix. Welcome, Shoalmate. Thank you for joining us this evening. DeFreeze Aquariums. Rob, welcome. Lady Rorschach. Paul McCarthy. Bigfoot Fish Tanks is not here, so we do not see him. He's mythical. Scuba Stevo says, I'm ready for Jeffrey. This weather needs to break. I agree, Scuba, and welcome. And thank you for joining us this evening. I can't wait to get Jeffrey home to you. She's so excited to come home. She's so active and eating so well, and she's behaving herself, actually.
Oh, she says something's barely hanging on. Yeah, it's my crown. I haven't been a princess long. I was a sea witch before.
All about placement and squeezing it a bit. You're more a queen than a princess, actually. So.
Well, I was a witch, so I was used to a hat. So this is new for me. This is all new, y'all.
Same crown structure, though. Goes in the same area. And we have in Sky Dancer. Hello, Sky Dancer. Hope you're well this evening. Mark Sterlson. Bunny Viper, welcome. TJ Autocross, welcome, lovely. See who else? Dennis Christian says, hello, hello. Hello, Dennis. How are you this
Hello.
evening? Skull Aquatics, welcome. Linda Worth, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Black Powder Aquatics, welcome. My Fish Tanks Aquatics, welcome. Scotty the Fish Freak, welcome. Sea Pig Shrimpin', welcome. Gina's Reef, welcome. Cool Gamer, welcome. Mystery Snail Guardian, Snail Sister, welcome. We're waiting for you to come home too, Snail Sister. It's not the same down below without you.
Yeah. But you know what I figured out? I can't remember my mermaid language when I go up above on the land.
Yeah, I know. It changes. Like, well, if humans were to hear the mermaid language, we might make their ears bleed. So,
I can't even remember what it is, but the minute I go back under, I can talk mermaid.
Yes, but I can't talk human anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I remember as a human when I go under is this. For some reason, that sticks in my head.
Well, I guess that's a good one to remember. Lady Rorschach, welcome. Greg Planted Tanks, welcome. Lady Metalhead, welcome. So many lovely people in here this evening. Thank you all for joining us. Mystery Sales Guardian says, hot damn, Didi. Oh, and Gina thinks that the mermaids ate us.
Gina has a new laptop.
Does she? Nice.
Yes, she does.
James H, welcome. That means she can get some more fancy things done. Freaky Fish Lady, welcome. Kelly Foreman, welcome. She says we are the prettiest mermaids ever.
Aww.
Thank you, Kelly. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
Lady Rorschach says that our mermaid garb is awesome, Roxanne and Didi.
Yeah.
This is how we look, just add water. Chattanooga Ed says, oh my gosh, you guys are so fancy tonight. Chattanooga Ed, this is us in our dress downs.
Yes, we just went ahead and stopped fighting the fight. We just went with it.
Yes, it's just time to give in and go home. The land gets a little too tough at times, and it's a lot warmer down here, especially since it's like, I think it was 35 in Wisconsin today. So I think the ice is just thinning enough for our other mer people to be able to join us. But it's still a little bit too cold for them to want to join. I just braved it. I couldn't stay up there anymore.
We should go down to Atlantis a little bit more often. It's warm there.
Yes. Stephen P, welcome. Jen Yu, welcome. Says coming in late. Hello, mermaids. SC Catahulis, welcome. And Scuba Stevo is asking for Didi to send your address on Instagram or something. She wants to send you a gift.
Scuba, you have my address because you put it all over the freaking internet when you open the box.
Yeah, just go back and check that video.
When you opened up a box, you showed my address. But I will send it to you.
And Boots and Cats, welcome. Rachel says Happy Mers Day.
We need to do that little clip of Eric with his boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
I know, right? Just for when he entered, because no one does that as well as Eric. And gosh bless him. I hope he's feeling better. He did a live stream just to do the unboxing that we mailed to him, which he didn't need to do. I guess he couldn't wait another week to open the box. But it was he was really sick on his live stream, and I just hope he's feeling a lot better. But from what I heard, the kids have since stole the seashells and the flip flops, so everyone's enjoying the gifts. Oh, goodness.
That was cute. It was very cute, and I thank you for mine too. Butterfly is very She loves that pocket hug on the keychain.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's about to wear her to death. She just thinks because it's secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to find it, open the pouch.
Mm. Well, I'm glad she
Yeah.
likes that. So both of you would get to use your pocket hugs.
Yep.
Stephen,
Pop it on her forehead.
See, I'm at 6'11", so I'm not a full Rico behind in chat. Hello, Scotty. Did I say hello, Scotty? Amateur Aquatic Fiction. Hello, lovely. MC Aquatics, welcome. Brooklyn Bell, welcome.
Look at that.
And Gina says, I got a new PC. It's not hooked up yet, waiting for Nathan to get home to figure out where to put it and run Ethernet cord. Oh, awesome. So you just got it. Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
The funnest part, yeah, I said funnest. The funnest part of
Funnest.
setting up a computer is deleting all the crap off of it you don't need.
Is it the funniest?
Whatever words work for me today.
And you know, once you keep moving stuff, you lose pictures and stuff. It's like,
Yes.
where did I put it? Where did I put it? What device was that on? I rearranged my desktop, and I can't find any of my intros. I had to create it all from scratch. It was faster to create it than it was to find it. I gave up on finding it.
I've done that
It's in
before.
there somewhere, though.
Transfer phones, and like my old stuff wouldn't transfer to my new phone because I couldn't like export the file, so I've had to redo photo intros and stuff like that. And it's so annoying.
Yes.
Mountain Greenery, hello, welcome. M&T Aquatics, I think I said hello to you, but you get a second hello, why not? Only Oscars, welcome. She says
And June is
working and
sick.
coughing. She's sick? I'm sorry. Well, that might not always be the reason why she's coughing, but if she's sick, I
Yeah,
hope
that's
you
true.
feel better.
That's true. She might inhale a little too hard.
Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. We don't have anything much planned. You just caught us a little bit early in our water world before we were a little prepared, but it goes the way it does.
You know, you got to just dive every once in a while.
It does. I really needed this vacation. I really just needed to escape and get away and actually visit with my little fishy friends because I miss my mer people. So it's nice to come home and be amongst fishy fam.
Yeah. The mermen, you know, they're always like, y'all don't need to go out there. There's plenty of men in the sea.
Oh, yeah. And they're always chasing every other tail.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need that. So what have you been up to this week, Miss Didi? In your fishy land?
When I was up above, you know, on the land, I worked on some fish tanks for this crazy Didi lady. But I've been working on shrimps and moving them around, and ones that were doing better got bigger tanks. So, you know, it takes a long time for me to do shrimp tank movement because I will take 2 to 3 days to acclimate them to the new tank. I'd rather take a long time and hopefully nobody dies than to do it fast and then half of them die. So I just take.
Well, you have a lot of fancy, very fancy, and some very expensive shrimpies. So I would take my gosh darn time acclimating them as well.
Well, I mean, it don't matter what they cost. I hate to lose one. It just makes me sick.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. That's mostly, I think, what I've been doing in here. I can't remember doing anything else.
And Brooklyn says her brain went a whole different way on that one.
Chasing tail. Yes, Bunny is mine. I grew it out last night.
That's what happens when we I can't say that. When we go back into the water.
You can do whatever you want to under the water. Nobody knows but you and your hairdresser.
Hello, Coral. Welcome. Silver Creek Aquatics, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So that's awesome. You've been playing shrimp Tetris up on land. Very cool.
So what have you been doing?
Well, we've just been dealing with a lot of the fishy things, and a lot of the fishies have been spawning up on land. Um, and we did have a little bit of a sad event this past weekend. One of our furry friends crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Our kitty Guddles, she passed away. She was 19. And she just went fast. She was palling around with me in the morning. In the afternoon, I just found her resting underneath the fish tank in the living room. So, I've been a little bummed out about that.
Yeah, and she
We
was
miss
what,
her, but
19?
she's in a better place. She had a long, happy life. She was very well loved. We loved her a lot. We missed her a lot. But she's in a good place. So, um, uh, so we miss her. But on some good news, Brian finally got the movable rack in, and we have that all set up and running. So that's a 24 container system on a 20-gallon long sump, and it all pumps back into itself. It's about 7 to 10 times turnover per container an hour right now. And we have all baby axolotls in them. So each container has one individual baby axolotl, and they're all doing fantastic. I watched them for a long time to see if there was any signs of stress or anything like that. And they're all happy, swimming around, eating food, and it was doing great. And then a few days later, I went in there and I threw in like 2 Hikari carnivore pellets in each container, and I walked away. And I went and I drained some brine shrimp and I started feeding all the baby fishies. And then Puppy walked into the bedroom and then walked back out, and then walked back in the bedroom and walked back out. And I was like, what is Puppy doing? So I followed her out into the living room, and the rack that we just put in there was now a waterfall in the living room because all the majority of the containers were overflowing down themselves into the sump, onto the floor. It was such a mess. It was a total mess. And what happened was I didn't put the sponges in the outflows yet. And those Hikari carnivore pellets, although they're sinking, they don't sink immediately. And they are the T-perfect diameter to plug that outflow with no possible pass-through. So that's what happened. So I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I turned up all the valves because I didn't know how to I didn't know what to unplug the system or shut off. Oh gosh, it was such a mess. It was such a mess. But it was a cleanup. We put in the sponges so that never happens again. Sponges are very important, people. They're very important in a system like that. Don't forget to block your outflows so they can't become blocked and pour onto your floor.
Well,
So,
there is a positive thing to that.
yeah, for quick water change.
Well, if you're ever in a bind in an emergency and you need to stop that water, just shove a Hikari pellet in there.
I know, right? Well, it's a blessing because each container has a valve of its own, so the containers that were overflowing, I turned the valves off so there was no flow to them. But the damage is already done. I already flooded the rack. I flooded the wood floor. It was everywhere. So I got that cleaned up. Brian came in and fixed it, and we unclogged it and set it back up and made sure that won't ever happen again. And it's been going strong since, and all the axolotl babies are doing really good in the rack. So what we're going to be doing is the axolotls that are on the rack, we're going to number the containers, and if anyone would like to reserve an axolotl or schedule an appointment to have a video call to hand pick out their axolotl off the rack of one of the 24 babies, we're going to be offering that, and that can be done through email. We'll just set it up through email with a time for you guys to go through and choose the baby. And I think that's the best. That way you're not just getting a random axolotl, you're getting the one you chose. So I think that makes it a little more personable.
Yeah.
So that's really cool about that.
Getting hugs.
We need to find a way to give Roxanne a big virtual group hug from all of us. Aww. You guys being here,
Vision's supposed to give you a hug for people.
you guys are the biggest hug just for being, like, by being here. That's the biggest group hug. There's 46 of you in here. None of you left when I was about to cry. So I greatly appreciate that. That means you guys love me and you dealt with it. So thank you. Oh, goodness. But I think it's been super hard on Puppy. Because we still have Gracie and Daisy. Gracie's my kitty, and Daisy's Brian's little dog. And Daisy and Kitty, Scuttles, were really bonded. Daisy's been really sad because Daisy lost Scuttles and her other dog, Bear, within 12 months. So she's a little sad. So we've been trying to cheer her up, give her extra love, extra cuddles. She's having her boyfriend, Bruno, the Chihuahua, come over on Sunday, and don't worry, they're fixed. Nothing can happen. Just to try to cheer her up and make her feel a little bit better. So we're working on
everything is a dry humping.
You never know. You just made me snort.
It chances are to be the female humping the male.
Puppy is the bigger one. Bruno's just a tiny little guy.
My little rat terrier humped my cat all the time.
Oh,
and
no.
The cat would go like, yeah.
Even though was he fixed?
They were both fixed. They were both girls, and the dog was just about a month older than the kitty, and I got them both little teeny tiny things. But I guess that was her showing I'm the boss, even though the cat was 20 pounds, the little dog 7 pounds. But she rode the back of that cat all the time. It was like, get off
Napoleon complex runs hard in them.
She rode Magnum's head, the German Shepherd, get on the back of his head.
And Lady Rorschach said that would be amazing, Roxanne. I love the idea of picking out an axolotl for sale. Thank you, Lady R. We didn't have that thought when we built it, but after we built it, we thought that would be an awesome way for you guys to pick out your own personal baby. So
yeah, that's kind of nice.
To offer that, we just got to schedule the visit. So.
And that's a whole lot easier than putting a collar on them to identify them.
Oh, they're so cute in there. I just love, like, especially first in the morning when I go in there to feed them, they all run up to the front and they're like, feed us, me first. They're so cute. And Boots and Cat says, I just realized Foxy's wearing the heart of the ocean. Oh, this old thing? Someone threw this in water a while ago. My grandma gave me this. I've had this ever since, and I love it ever so much. It reminds me of my grandma.
That's not the one that went off the back of the Titanic, is it?
I don't know. My grandma was near then, but she wouldn't tell me exactly where she got it from, but you never know.
Yeah.
All I know is that it attracts the shoals of fish a little too closely when the sun glitters in it. So when I'm out and about, I have to turn it around.
Don't attract too much.
And Dennis Christensen says, life is always an adventure. That it is, Dennis. That it is.
Yep. It's ups and downs, that's for sure. Can't have them all up. The down's going to come. Hello, Patty.
Hello, Patty. Welcome. Bunny says, I wish you had the glow gene. Any chance you'll have them in the future? I want a female, probably, whose both parents have the glow gene, GFP. Well, we won't have any for a long time that have the GFP gene. I do have Duke, but he's quite young, and I do not have a female to pair with him. Nor do I know if I really want to breed glow axolotls. I'm more into the natural axolotls, but I love Duke, but I don't know if I want to make more of Duke because he's not technically natural. So that's still a debate I'm still having with myself, and I don't know the legalities of it, if I can or not. Because they were technically kidnapped from a laboratory, so I don't know if their genetics are patented or not, so I have to research more into that because I don't think they're the same as glowfish, but I believe there still is a patent on them of some sort. So I have to make sure I don't get myself in trouble with that. So I can't really give you a clear answer to that right now. So.
I think Kelly could probably give you some information on that. She was telling us about something else on the stream. And I think
Kelly
it was
said,
Axolotls.
oh,
Yeah,
yes. Speaking of this evening, Kelly's on right after us. And tonight she'll be talking about your most favorite subject, Miss Didi, sex.
but I already know everything, don't I?
Well, you don't. Do you know everything
No,
as
I
far as
don't.
on
I
the
really
bacterial and
don't.
fungal? Maybe
What now?
maybe there's a microcosm of sex that we're unaware of.
Well, I'm sure there's a cause
Mhm.
and there's an effect because because creates the effect.
And hello, Fish Dreams. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Patty says, "What can you say? Sex shells."
Sex shells. It does. It does shell.
A little bit of a tongue tie for
It
me.
always has. From a
Hello,
long way
Christopher.
back.
Welcome. Richard Reynolds. Welcome. Only Oscar says that's her favorite sport.
Have y'all got to be good at something, girl? See, my sister, she's always been the wild one. Always has.
I know, and she's always the one telling mom, right? I loved her birthday greeting. I loved all the birthday greetings. Hers was funny.
They're going rogue on us. Yeah, you can't just sashay anymore, Eduardo. Come up out of the sea, and we're on land for Thursday nights. Yeah, mermaids can kill you.
And let's see, we've had a few fishies hatch this week up on land. We've had some Kamaka rainbows, Ape Creek Bosemani rainbows, and Papao rainbows hatch. We've also had some CPDs and stir-by cories hatch, and we're currently waiting on a few longfin panda cory eggs to hatch. Actually, I think they hatched. I don't see them in their egg in the cup.
Which
Their egg
ones?
was empty. They hatched, the longfin panda cories.
Oh, cool.
We have them in a little collector cuppy here. And we collect the eggs in here, and we have a bunch of babies that have already hatched out in here. And we move them as they hatch. So we have a couple stir-bys, and there's 2 panda cories on the bottom, and they're swimming around on the bottom. Honey, if you're watching, they hatched. So we'll have to move those over to the fry tank to let those guys grow up. So exciting. And let's see. Yeah. I think those at CPD, stir-bys, longfin panda cories, rearranged a lot of the egg scatterers. So we're still playing musical tanks. So let's hope for some axelrod fry this time. 4th time's the charm. Please.
Yay.
So excited. Hello, Legacy. Welcome, Melvin. How are you doing this evening? Well, I hope. So yes, we have some more babies that have spawned and hatched, and that's so exciting. And the pygmy cories, we moved to the tank. We moved them into a new tank, and the very next day they bedazzled it with eggs. So there's a whole bunch of pygmaeus fry. Of course, the phone rings. A whole bunch of pygmaeus fry, and I'm going to be hatching out in the next day or so. So that's exciting too. The stream says, I think I need a mermaid costume so my granddaughter thinks I'm cool.
Oh, Butterfly's in there doing makeup now.
Is she really? I'm the only girl in this house, so I hope no one's out there playing on my Jeffree Star makeup.
I asked her, so I said, well, she got home early from school today. They had an early release, and I said, well, you're gonna have to help me get my mermaid stuff on. She says, no, you can do it all by yourself. And boy, she's been all over me the whole time.
Oh, now you're gonna have to make her a mini mermaid with you.
Yeah, because she already has an avatar.
Emma the Sea Witch, where did I get my lipstick? This is Jeffree Star, and this is the Money Lust collection. This is the most brilliant green that I've ever found. I absolutely love this green.
Yes, you need one, Eduardo. And maybe if some of our mermaid or merman would like to come up sometimes and visit with us for a little bit, let Foxy know.
Yes, we'd love to have people to come up and hang out with us. Mer people, you can come up. We've had some octopi up here. We've had fellow mermaids. I believe we've had some fishies up here as well. So, Bunny says,
And Jimmy made an outstanding merman.
no, Bunny, Duke is my baby boy. He's not for sale.
I could have answered it, but I said,
much. I couldn't even think about even putting him in a box to ship him away. I would literally just be ugly girl, blobbery, crying the whole time. I can't do it. Take me instead.
I don't want any more fish.
Lady Rorschach says, how much will we be asking for the stir-buys and long-fin panda cores, Roxanne? I'm not sure yet, Lady Rorschach. We haven't looked into that yet. I was just excited that they hatched because this is their first spawn for the stir-buys and for the pandas. So we've just been more focusing on giving them really, really good home and feeding them high-quality food. And we've been waiting for this day for them to give us more. So we're just excited to be at this day. We haven't researched far into what we'll be offering them for when they're ready, but I will let you know when we're closer to that time. Right now, I'm just so excited because I get to sing them happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, I've had a few babies pop up. I don't know what they are because I move little mosses and stuff around. I put from a fish tank to a shrimp tank, and it's twofold, just to give the shrimp something to, to hang on to and nibble at and everything. But
yeah,
if there are some babies in there, they'll hatch in the shrimp tank. Then I'll take the moss back out, and put it back in the tank somewhere else if I don't leave it. And I've got 3 something swimming over there in my redhead, spothead, or whatever they are. There's 3 or 4. It's like, oh, they look like they're going to be green too.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love surprise fry because you get to just wonder what they are until they grow up.
Or you're doing something like in a shrimp tank, all the shrimp move a certain way. And then the little sea shrimp, they move a certain. But I saw some movements like, what the heck is that? It was a baby Cory.
Aww.
2 of them came in with some plants that Pulsatera had given me.
Nice. 3
2
Corys.
And 2 of those rainbow fish. And because I haven't bought them, they just showed up. But apparently I have a male and a female because I have one little egg that must have gotten moved and was able to hatch, and it's a little bit, it's about that big.
Oh, how cute. Well, congratulations on your little panda and mystery or rainbow fry, you said, right? Awesome. That's so cool.
Well, they haven't had babies, but he gave me 2, and it ended up being the blue-eyed luminatus things.
Oh, nice.
But they were just eggs on some plants he gave me.
Yeah, that's nice when you get plants with mystery fry. We've gotten that before, and it's cool just waiting to see what they grow up to be. And Crypt says that he needs a shrimp outfit, he thinks. And you can find those on Amazon for relatively cheap, Crypt.
Yeah, Joe Shrimp Shack got him one.
I mean, you can also go visit Ursula, but you have to really sacrifice something special to get what you want out of her. So I don't recommend that. I recommend Amazon.
Yeah, there's always a lot of bargaining. They don't have money, so you have to bargain and trade.
Exactly. And Eduardo said that's a death wish. Mermaids are known to eat mermen.
Think of what you're saying, Eduardo.
I think he's thinking of the sirens.
I'm not going to say anything else, Eduardo. You can read between the lines.
I think I missed Dusty. Welcome, Dusty. I think I missed you earlier. Thank you for joining us this evening. Legacy is saying hello to you, Miss Didi.
Hi, Melvin. Well, I've got my lights on these timer things now where everybody, I think every single light now is on a timer.
Nice.
I turn them down for the stream because it's so, when they're all on, it is kind of bright in here. And I used to have one CO2 batch of tanks on in the morning and the other at nights. That way, if I want to do water changes in the morning, I could work on the ones that the CO2 don't come on, and vice versa. Well, it's like, I'm just gonna put them all during the day. That way I can look. Is that one working? Is that one working? Is everybody full in the little bubble counter things? And so now at night, like we just got home about 6 o'clock and pulled up. And of course, my blinds were still open because it was daylight when we left, and it was dark when we got home. It looked like I'm having some sort of grow out party up in here. If the police were watching my house, they'd already been knocking through the door. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, right. But what are you doing in there? Growing aquarium plants.
Yeah, you want to smoke some of this? What is that? Seaweed.
And Eduardo says it's very sunny in that room, Miss Mermaid Didi.
Well, it is when you have all the lights on, but otherwise it's a very dark room. But at night, when we're streaming, it's like, whoop. And you can't even see the purples in my tank because it's so, everything is just too much. I work on it.
Yeah.
I work on it.
Just like it's really bright over here, so you can't really see like the depth of the cave behind me. It's normally a lot more blue than it is.
But at least you have an escape. I have to go through a tank and do this magical thing when I get into the water, and then I go through this little special thing that's in this tank. I can't tell you what it is because if somebody's to come and steal it, I can't get back to the ocean from here.
Yeah.
So, I have to be careful what I say, because loose lips sink ships.
Exactly. And those fishies will find a way to get all that information back to their saltwater friends. So you gotta watch what you say because fish are listening. Oh, Patty!
You said it.
Well, you saw that it took 3 hours last Fishmas in July to empty it out, so you know it's pretty deep.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
You thought
man.
that was a secret. Now everybody knows.
Well, it's just displayed behind me, so. Oh, goodness.
His work cut out for him. Yeah, you must have tricked him, because he's up on land. We know how to trick him.
Yeah.
My husband, he doesn't go out on the water that often, so I had to go through a lot of ditches and everything to get to him. It's like he won't come out to the ocean, so I had to jump into a ditch. I even think I went through the sewer line for a little bit and crossed out into another little thing of water, and finally I tracked him into a mud hole and I got him.
You do what you got to do, right?
Yeah,
Hello, Monster Fish Gal. Welcome.
Sorry.
And Nathan says that's the first store I thought of. Oh, okay. They're talking in chat about a store in Florida. I thought they were talking about mermaid-sized fish tanks, which Fantastic Freaks has one. And I thought he was setting that up as a guest bedroom, but he's setting it up for his puffer instead. I don't know.
Maybe that's just a cover story.
It's it might be.
The wife will buy into it.
Yeah, it's all cover story until you see the shimmery scales left in the water.
And you don't see that big old fish in there, do you?
Not yet, anyways.
It's a fantastic freak you have going on in that basement anyways.
Yeah, I know it's a majority of puffers, which is really cool. Puffers are so cool. They're the best fishies to play volleyball with, and I love that they volunteer down here to be the volleyballs. So very cool of the guys. It's one of our favorite sports.
That is a phenomenal tank. It's like, oh my gosh, I want one of those kinds so bad.
A 5'10", yeah, that's a nice waterbed.
It should be a requirement. You have to watch a year's worth of YouTube videos and streams and stuff before you can get a tank.
Exactly.
You would have done so many things differently if you'd waited and got everything later. So I've learned a lot. I would have done way different.
And Eduardo said, I did read that mermaids do shed their skin after eating a merman. Yes. He's talking about those wenches up on the rocks.
You know, we have bad ones in every batch. Everybody's got them.
Mm-hmm.
You find them at Walmart on land.
Mm-hmm. Those are the ones you find smoking the seaweed in the stalls and the shoal. So they're also the ones luring the men to their deaths on the rocks. So, you know, it's no different up there than down here.
Get jacked up on oysters. You know what happens if you eat too many oysters.
Exactly.
Kill them.
Mm-hmm. They just get too randy and they got to go out and kill a man.
You know, because mermaids have deep caves. And if they can't get that cave cleaned out, there's going to be something to pay.
Or you could just do what I do and stack them all with shiny glittery things. We're going to have to do another cave clean out come July, Miss Didi. Just let you know, fair warning.
An exorcism of the cave. I have to have an officiant.
And June says, Eduardo, at least they unbutton their scales.
But, you know, the modern mermaid has a descaler thing.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got time for all that stuff, you know, like they used to. You got to hurry up and get back in the water because there's spies everywhere.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's a lot more dry.
Goodness gracious. Boats, it was easy, but, you know, all these modern and stuff and all these, what do you call those things? Drones.
Mm-hmm.
They're always trying to find us. Always.
I know. They're just obsessed with us, and we really can't.
I know he's not talking about it.
Safe enough.
He's got mermaids
now, Richard.
Richard, if you get any babies off of one, send me one. Yeah, the gadgets, darling. Everything's changing. Okay, so well,
I think my chat is a little bit slower than yours. That's okay.
I worked on a project this week.
Did you?
It took 2 hours to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't record it. You know how mad I was? Like, what? What? So I redid it. It took me an hour this time, but you know, it probably wasn't as good as it was the first time. It's like, what the heck? Same thing happened to me making the invite for this tonight. I got it all done, was hitting save as, and the program I used had a glitch. So nothing was saved. So I had to recreate it a second time. Now my clock is ticking because we were supposed to go out to eat. And I know I needed to be back home in time to put this glitter stuff all over. So, yeah. It had to be done fast. But that's, you know, there's 2 or 3 times this week that I haven't saved something. It's a lot of time to work.
I hate when that happens, especially like when I'm like spent like 3 days on a video and I accidentally delete like 2 clips that I needed in it. Not that it deletes the whole project, but I literally have to go refilm it because I didn't realize I deleted something that I needed in the project. But I've also had a project just totally corrupt on me too, and I've had to rebuild it before. The Hot Mess Express intro has done that to me twice on my old phone, so I rebuilt that from the ground up a few times.
Well,
Didi is asking.
I just find it amazing that you do that on a phone. I just can't. I cannot imagine. I mean, I have trouble doing it on a laptop.
The phone is 7 inches, so it's got some room.
Well, you know, that is pretty substantial.
No comment.
But you know, when you get older, you can't see as good, so it does need to be bigger. If you want to be able to see it, it's got to be bigger.
Not too shadowy either.
Yeah.
But only Oscar is asking, does the descaler take batteries?
And don't get it mixed up with the other thing that you got with batteries. Don't get them mixed up. One would hurt a lot. Yeah, you wouldn't want to keep them in the same drawer.
Mickey M said, "Holy carp! I leave you juveniles for 5 minutes, and you start talking water beds."
Oh yeah, that was the fun time back in the day.
Hello, Mickey. Welcome.
In the 80s and 90s. I think I even had a waterbed still until like 2008 or 9, something like that. Love it.
I never had a waterbed, but my older sister had a waterbed, and I remember like once the temperature thing in it went out, the thermostat, so like it was so freaking cold. No matter how many blankets you lay in the bed, it just zaps the cold or the warmth of the blankets and into you, and then you just freeze all night.
It goes to your bones. It's like a weird damp feeling.
Yeah.
The heater goes out, you got to get that thing replaced and just as fast as you can, because even in the summertime you can't hardly take it, not to sleep.
Yeah.
Just whatever blankets you put underneath it, they get the same temperature as the bed. It just feels like you wake up and you think, did I just pee to bed?
Only Oscar says, I had a water bed. I got seasick.
I've had them with the baffles and I've had them without the baffles. Now, I prefer without the baffles, but it is timing because you have to, like, you try to get up and the water goes away from you.
Yeah.
So you have to haul yourself up over those hard boards on your
I
legs.
know, and those are so painful, like leaving bruises on the back of your legs because you're back of your knees because you're trying to get up over them.
You do this and you get that water going just right, and then you catch that wave and you time it right, and it pops you right up off the bed. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It's the motion and the locomotion.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mark knows what we're talking about. And it's almost like a easy ride.
Mark Sterlison says waterbeds were great, but did you have to get the time? Okay, the wave pattern. You have to time yourself to the wave, and if it's a full moon.
And if you don't time right, somebody can get hurt. You have to go to the ER and explain that when you'll end up on that show. The sex sent me to the ER. Yeah, but they were great. You slept good in them, that's for sure. And they were warm in the winter time.
Yeah.
That thing, it felt so good. It was always warm. Hi, Craig.
Bunny says, sorry.
Go ahead.
Bunny says her grandparents came to visit and slept on her waterbed years ago when her grandpa got in. He flipped his tiny grandma right over the side. Oh no! Save grandma!
Granny said, boy, it's been a long time since you flipped me out of bed. I imagine, somebody's going to take the brunt for it. Sex sent me to the ER. Keep away if you had $1 for every what? Yeah, you spend a lot of time downstairs in your basement. We know.
Did I say hello to Nano? Welcome, Nano.
Hey, Jay.
Well, we were down to 6 minutes already.
Oh
It's actually a little bit slow. It's a little slow going this evening, but I'm actually enjoying just the wind down because up on land, it is just so fast paced. Down here, you just more go with the flow. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying just being able to relax for once and like take a mental break before I have to go back up on land and continue my terrestrial duties. Duties.
What do you think? What do you think you might have to do tomorrow under the sea?
Under the sea. Well,
Friday is Friday.
This cave's getting a little tight. It's a big region. But I was thinking about going to the bubble bar as well with some of the friends. You want to join us?
Well, I can't because I have to go get me some new seashells. I have to go collect seashells by the seashore.
Oh, you're going to meet Sally up by the seashore?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Sally's the best seashell picker, so
Yes.
it's that time to upgrade your shell size.
Well, these old shells, I've had these forever, honey. Oh, look, I do have a tiny, tiny head. I know people probably don't believe that. But back when I used to ride horses, when I was a landlubber, I had to have kids' helmets lots of times. It's hard to imagine all these dirty words and all that. Don't mean more than what they do.
They could be anywhere. They're just in your blood, Didi. They're everywhere. And it doesn't matter about the size of your brain. It matters about the amount of the wrinkles on it. So maybe you just have a really wrinkly brain.
I'm sure it's got all kinds of crunchies and bunches and there's spots that you can't remember. So my aunt, she used to say she would put some memories in the sea of forgetfulness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it's the sea of forgetfulness? And she said, yeah.
When the synapse no longer fires, the
sea. She didn't want her dirty laundry to come out.
And Bunny is asking, can anyone advise on a good movie? Doesn't matter if it's old or not. And I saw further down that June recommended The Goonies. That is a phenomenal movie. But if you're not in the movie for that, I recommend Moana. I've watched that at least 3 times this week. I don't know why I'm stuck on it this week, but I am.
We've probably seen that 50 times. I did see a good movie the other night. I can't remember what it was. But it was good. I can't remember who was in it. God, that's in that little sea of forgetfulness that came from my aunt. She passed it down.
And Nathan is saying, Foxies, I know I've asked before, but can you please remind me of the temperature water puppies can tolerate, lowest to highest, pretty please? Well, Nathan, they thrive best in 60 to 65. That's where you really want them, but you can have them about 57. I wouldn't have them any lower than 57 and never any higher than 72. 72 is where their immune system begins to shut off. But they really like that 60 to 65 degree spot. So that's where you really want to try to keep them at.
Well, and also do all of your studying now before you get them.
Yes.
Yes. If something happens,
ounce of prevention is worth the 10 pounds of cure that it takes to cure an axolotl, because they're very slow healing. So you want to make sure you have everything you could ever think about researched beforehand and a plan set in place before they come home. But I know Nathan has been preparing and researching and asking the right questions. So I pay attention to that. It's not just the kind of questions, it's the kind of questions you're asking. So
and you have to know about the refrigerator information, because see what life or death for some of them.
It can be, especially if they have a really bad case of like ammonia burn, or if they have a really fungal bud. Maybe if they got a boo-boo, like lost an arm and their bud is regenerating but begins to get fungus, you're going to want to put them in the refrigerator at about 55 to 57 to make their immune system boost up. It also slows down their metabolism, so they're not wanting to eat and they're just taking time to repair themselves. So that we actually have our own mini fridge built into the reservoir rack in the other room just for the axolotls in case they ever do get sick, that I'm just prepared they have that set to go. I mean, you can put them in your normal fridge too, but you got to raise the temperature and your food may not last as long.
And then don't go to make stew and grab the wrong bowl.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. And it's 1 minute until we got to get over to see the lovely Miss Kelly, who's talking all about sex this evening. So we're not going to want to miss that. Miss Didi, what do you think our hashtag should be on the way over to Kelly's for this evening?
Foxy's Cave.
Okay. Foxy's Cave. How about just Deep Cave? Deep Cave is better.
Deep Cave.
We'll head on over to Kelly's with hashtag Deep Cave.
Punked out. She punked out.
Well, that's funny. I can't
Oh,
eat your food.
I'm always trying to get you because I know you can't take it.
But thank you so much for swimming on over and being able to join me. And as always, Miss Didi, as my fantabulous co-host, I love you so much and I appreciate you so very much. And I hope your birthday was fantastic. And I hope this next trip around the sun is just more glorious than the last 22
Operation
years.
DK.
So.
That's right.
And Mods, thank you for all the hard work that you do, dropping the links for all the random things we talk about, and for deleting the trolls and keeping us all safe. Operation Deep Cave. Hello, Ricky. Thank you for all that you do, Mods. Greatly appreciate you. And chat, whether you are participants, lurker, or replay crew, we love all of you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We can't wait to be back here with you next week on the Hot Mess Express. And we're so excited because this is the favorite time of the week. We get to hang out with all of our showmates. And like I say at the end of every live stream, your loved ones, if you call them and let them know that you love them today. If you're lucky enough to have them close enough to you, pull them in, give them a hug and a kiss, and let them know that you love them. Because tomorrow is never promised, but today is a gift, a present. So please use it to spread a little love. And gosh darn it, guys, it never hurts to be a little kind. So go forth and be kind. I love you all, and we'll see you all back here in the Hot Mess Express. And let's head on over to Kelly's with hashtag Deep Cave. And love you all. See you around the show. Bye.
Here is her milk. Here is her baby.
What's that? Is that a snail? Snail. What about that? Is that the cats? Bailey calls them the cats. You gonna give them kisses?
Did you just give the fishy a kiss? Oh.